Morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow Biafrans and every indigenous nation in that Islamic State of Nigeria. This is how the Islamic State Army treats civilians. You can see the level of oppression against humanity. And will you tell us to keep quiet and let us not speak at all? Because who are you? Who are you to treat an human being the way they are treating? These are so-called soldiers that are supposed to be defending the civilians. And look at the way they are maltreating human beings, irrespective of what those women are. If they wanted information from them, that is not the way to get information from them. All these young men that are doing these things are the boys that were reintegrated into the Nigerian army and are giving guns to go around and do missions. This is how barbaric the Islamic State of Nigeria is. The killings that have been happening from the Christmas Eve till to date, I told you that the number of people that were sent or they were killed were more than that so-called 112 that they reported. I told you there are over 200 people. Numbers are increasing daily because all the news outlets are propagandas paid by the Nigerian government to keep this secret. But the numbers will keep turning up. I'm assuring you that it's a good one that the world is listening. The Hungarian president, Katalin Novic, is actually speaking up. And this is why you and I have to speak the gospel of Biafra to every country. Speak the gospel of the indigenous people that have been massacred in the Islamic State of Nigeria. The British has admitted that it's an Islamic state, and because they don't want to lose their enterprise, they keep carrying out assault against the indigenous people in that country. I'm going to bring you to another news I have for you. It's the Vice President of the Zoological Republic is actually saying we will not rest until the victims of Plateau attack get justice. Shettima, have you forgotten that he was the founder of Boko Haram while he was governor? This is just all lies. I want to leave you with another interview that tells you that these people were sent to do this havoc.
Down from Jos to this place, I received a call. A letter was sent to my own village where the terrorists that the attackers are going to invade on the 29th of this December. And I want to assure you...
Wait a minute.
Yes.
A letter about an impending invasion
All
was
of the
sent
attacks,
to your community.
Yes. All the attacks were orchestrated. There was a letter to that effect that was dropped by an anonymous person intimating the residents of Mangu local government, to be precise, that you will be attacked.
And when that does happen, for instance, in this case, does anyone report to the police or the authorities?
They received about 37 distress calls. That is Operation Safe Haven or the Joint Task Force. About 37 distress calls, yet nothing was done.
But in those communities, we also understand that there are some Fulanis who also live in those communities. They were also caught in that attack.
Well, I want to assure you that that is a narrative that cannot be substantiated, because all the casualties that we're talking about are in communities inhabited by Christians. And the security forces know the attackers. They even know their hideout. For the past 2 decades, they know where they orchestrate all of these attacks, because that autonomous community called Mahanga, which is at the foot of the Bokos Hills, bordering Wamba in Nasarawa State to the south, is this autonomous community from where these attacks are orchestrated. Just the same way we have in the Mandara Hills, in Borno State. For instance, the military relocated an entire community of over 11,000 people, leaving the entire Damboa road free for the terrorists to operate freely. They even collect tolls on the roads. As if we were in a binary republic. Section 14B of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, stipulates that the welfare and security of the people shall be the primary purpose of government, without which government loses its legitimacy.
The separation of the Nigerian Islamic State is not negotiable. It has to be separated for there to be peace. If not, that this is going to keep continuing.